Yeah, so guys that stood out in camp for us, there's obviously the names we all know about and we expect to show up and be there every day, and they're older guys now. But and we were just talking the other day about some newer guys that showed up for us. Julius Woods, one that played some limited time last year, started a game or two, and I think he's moved on where he's going to be one of our core guys, and I really feel good about him and the things he's doing on the field and just running that back end and his athletic ability back there. So I feel good about that. Um, a couple other guys that kind of showed up for us. One's Josiah Robinson. He's a guy that came on last year, showed a few flashes in practice, never really got on the grass much for us on game day. But this fall right now in camp, he's really been impressive and shows up every day. He's physical. He's got good get off, good twitch, and I think he can give us a edge pressure guy that with his third down or some normal downs there. Really looking forward to what he can do out there. J.D. Lampley's a younger kid. Him and Isaiah Brown Murray are two freshmen that continue to, be guys that we think we can count on for the future and probably even this fall.
How's it help with the D-line holding up coming out of camp?
Really good, really good. The good thing, Coach Tesh, you got about 10 of those guys, so he rotates them around and they're never getting overworked. Sometimes injuries can occur from just constant too many days in a row of getting overworked, and he's been able to keep those guys fresh, but still getting good work. He's stressed them a little bit at the same time and make sure they're in game shape, game ready, and ready to go play a ball game come September 3rd. So there's a fine line there. And fortunately for us, we got some good depth there, so that kind of helps out, not only in practice, but also on game day. So feel really good about that position.
How do you hold that line of aggression for the next 2 weeks?
I think that's pretty easy. Your focus is, one, you're just getting out of camp and you want to go see you want to go face a ball club, and you want to go face somebody beside yourselves and your offense that you're seeing every day, and they know every move you make, you know every move they make, and it's, when you got an opponent like NC State, you got a challenge ahead like that, it's pretty easy to stay motivated and make sure that you don't have any setbacks or step backs from day to day. And our guys are full steam ahead September 3rd, and every day they're showing up to work and with that in mindset, and that we got to get better every single day. We got to take a step forward every single day and find ways to give ourselves an advantage to go win a ball game.
Everything you read or watch about NC State, they always talk about how good their linebacking core is. Well, you have some guys that I'm sure you're pretty confident about. What do you think about this season?
Yeah, I know. I've heard that they got really good linebackers, and I hadn't got a chance to watch them play. I know a few of those guys from high school, and they were good high school players. But I can only speak for our guys, and really proud of Xavier Smith and Miles Berry and Chance Bates. Those are 3 fifth-year guys that are performing in practice like fifth-year guys and flying around. And Chance has been a guy that we've added to the mix, and wasn't really sure, coming from a different level of football, how he would be in the mix. And he's shown that he can play with, and we can count on him on game day. So really excited about that. And then we got some younger guys. Taylor Jackson continues to develop. Mike Edwards is another young guy that's came along in that room that I think we're going to see big things out of in the future.
We talk a lot about the Holt Nailers down here. They got a guy named Devin Leary that they talk a lot about up there. What have you seen from him on tape?
Yeah, Devin Leary is pretty special talent, and you're hearing about him. I think the whole nation knows about him. Whether it's the Heisman watch, whatever top quarterbacks, first-round projected draft pick, whatever it may be. And he spins it really well, throws it really well, Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Holton because I see him every day. But we got our work cut out as far as defending Devin Leary, and he can hurt you through the air and spin it. We try to compare him to Ritter and those things. I think they're just two different quarterbacks. I mean, he's more of an in the pocket, spin the ball down the field, can sling it and do some things there. So he's special, and I think he deserves the credit and attention he's getting for sure, because he put up some really good numbers last year against some really good defenses and made big plays at times, and really brought them back to beat North Carolina in the last couple minutes of the game and threw some nice balls there.
Watching your defensive staff in practice, y'all are constantly bringing the energy and the players feed off that. Is that like something y'all talk about as a staff in the meeting room, or does it just happen naturally?
Yeah, we talked to our players about, hey, if you want to lead by example. If you want it to be this way, or these are your goals, or you think these are expectations, make sure you're setting those expectations and doing them yourselves. And it starts with us as coaches, and not just on the practice field. If we want our defense to go play, with an edge, we want to go play with great energy, we want to play with a little passion, all those things we talk about, that Coach Houston talks about, it got to start with us, and we can start with that in the meeting room. We start with that the side of the ball meeting when we get in here as a defense, and we have that same energy in the meetings as we do on the field, and it's got to carry over everywhere. So we tell our guys how you can practice, and the energy and the effort and execution you take into practice is going to be the same one on game day. So if we don't have that, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday practice, we're not going to have that on Saturday. So we got to make sure as coaches that it's showing up.
Coach John Wilson is a local guy, and he really kind of stepped into that one of those guys we know roles.
Oh yeah.
Talking about. Can you tell us just a little bit about?
Yeah, he's kind of our Swiss Army knife right now. Jairus from Jacksonville, here in East North Carolina, and he's played boundary safety. He's played Sam, so he can play both spots, and he could probably play field safety if he needed to. And he's been on certain packages, certain situations there. He's one of those guys that always run the football, and just really proud of him. He's got good length and just an older guy right now, and those guys really taking pride in, and Jairus one of them, a lot of pride in. They're running the show, and they want to run the defense, and they want you to give them as much as you can give them, and be able to do a lot. And he's one of those guys that can do that and still play fast. Sometimes when you install too much or give them too much of the package or too much of a game plan, it kind of tends to slow guys down. They think too much, and Jairus is not one of those. He's been through the battles, been tested, and just really excited to go watch him play this fall.
Now, you just mentioned how much of a leash have you guys been able to give on defense? We've been talking about player-run team. Coach has mentioned it a few times. You just kind of said, he's one of those guys. Where do you go with that?
Yeah, it's totally like you want to turn it over to your guys, and finally when you get to that point, and Coach said it at practice today, when your best players are your hardest workers, and those guys are setting the tempo, setting the level of expectations, then you have a chance to do some special things. And that's where we are defensively. Our guys that have been around, they're setting the standard, they're setting the expectations, they're our hardest workers right now, and that's pretty fun to be around. As a coach, it kind of you get to enjoy those moments. Sometimes when you first come into a place, or you're trying to turn the tides of a program, so to speak, those times aren't always – those could be tough times because you're always having to kind of get the expectations, and you're showing them the expectations. Now the older guys are setting those standards, and the young guys see that, and they know what they have to step up to.
Sort of going off that, I know a lot of the guys we talked to on Saturday for media day, a lot of the defensive players were saying that maybe it's beneficial and it's exciting to be in the same system for several years. Like, is this sort of looking how you envisioned it to look?
No doubt. Well, to be honest, if I was going by the way things were going around here, I didn't expect it to be here this long. but I first stepped into the room. Those guys had like 4 defensive coordinators in 4 years or something like that, and four different linebacker coaches and so on and so forth. And just the fact you walk in our corners room, and Steve Ellis has been in there for 3 years. Trip Weaver's been in there for 3 years. The safeties, Coach Tess has been a staple here. Coach Dowse has been in that room for a couple years now. And they have consistency, not only like just the package or just the terminology defensively, but they know how Coach Dowse, his expectations for his meeting. They know how they're going to run Indy that day. So there's no wasted time. There's no, hey, we got to learn a new drill. We got to, hey, how's this coach want it done? Or how are we going to do this thing? They know exactly tomorrow is a Thursday practice for us. The older guys know exactly what the expectations for that practice is. They know the layout for that practice. They know what part of the game plan we're going to work. Same for a Wednesday, same for a Tuesday. And that's, the comfort level of those guys. So I think anytime you can have that consistency from year to year to year, then you got guys that can kind of get in the comfort level, allow those guys to play faster. When you have change, I think it can set guys back a little bit, and I think that probably went on for a little while. And now those guys are feeling comfortable within a system, within a program, within a culture, that they can turn it loose and go play. And we can be really proud as Pirate Nation about the product those guys are putting on the field and the effort they're playing with. I think he's our best open field tackler. I mean, I watched him yesterday and watched him today, and you wouldn't know he's been hurt, that's for sure. But he's solid out there. He's a guy that if you had to move him back to field safety, he could go play it tomorrow. He stays that locked in, and just he's doing a really good job out there. Plays some really good deep balls today. Goes up and gets the ball in the air. He's not going to get out jump for a ball. I feel good about that. And he's just a bigger guy that you can put out there on the edge. A little bit more length than J-Mac had. And so you feel good about that. And then just what he brings to our defense and what he brings to our team. Not only what he does athletically at playing corner, playing safety, but just the energy and the mindset he brings, the edge he brings. You know, he's a guy that you want him on the grass at some point.